You have probably asked yourself, am I behind on money, or how much money should I have at this age? Financial freedom is about hitting financial milestones at the right age. And the sooner you hit them, the sooner you get your time back. This video breaks down the exact money moves to make in your 20s, 30s, 40s, and beyond. Not as rigid rules, but as a flexible roadmap. If you want to escape the paycheck to paycheck grind, this is your blueprint. Let's map it out step by step. Part 1. How your 20s and 30s can make or break your financial future. If you are in your 20s or 30s, this is the most important stretch of your financial life. Not because you are earning a ton, but because the small decisions you make now will snowball into huge consequences later. These years are not about fancy cars, luxury vacations, or looking rich on social media. They are about building real freedom, the kind where you are not stuck living paycheck to paycheck and you are not worried about how you will ever retire. Let us start with your 20s. Your first battle? Bad debt, especially credit cards. In 2025, the average American is paying over 20% interest on credit card debt. That is like lighting your future on fire. Paying it off is basically a guaranteed 20% return, and no stock or investment can match that, especially when you are just getting started. Once that is handled, it is time to build the saving habit. A good rule of thumb: start by investing 15% of your income into retirement accounts like a Roth IRA or your employer's 401k. Most young adults today are only saving 5 to 6%, and it is just not enough to get ahead. Let us say you are making $45,000 a year. 15% is about $6,700 annually, or around $560 a month. That can sound like a lot, but start smaller if you need to. Even saving $100 a month gets the habit going. By the time you hit age 30, aim to have 1 to 2 times your annual expenses saved and invested. If your living costs are $35,000 a year, try to have $35,000 to $70,000 in long-term investments. This is not about early retirement. It is about having options and breathing room when life happens. Now let us talk about your 30s. This is when you go from laying a foundation to building serious momentum. A great goal is to hit 3 times your annual income in savings and investments by age 40. So if you make $60,000 a year, you are aiming for about $180,000 in growing assets. Also, make it a priority to pay off all non-mortgage debt. Student loans, car loans, personal loans, getting those out of the way frees up cash to invest and removes a lot of financial stress. And do not skip the emergency fund. Aim for 3 to 6 months of living expenses in a high-yield savings account. In 2025, some of these accounts are paying up to 5%, so your safety net is not just sitting there, it is actually earning money for you. Here is the mindset shift that changes everything. Your 20s and 30s are not for showing off. They are for quietly building wealth, ditching debt, and letting time work its magic. Every good habit you build now means less stress, more freedom, and a whole lot more options down the road. Part 2. How your 40s and 50s decide if you retire free or work forever. Your 40s and 50s are the power decades. This is where your financial game either accelerates toward freedom or flatlines into stress, stagnation, and second guessing. If you are in this season, what you do now determines how fast you can escape the rat race. Once you hit your 40s, it is no longer just about saving. It is about making every dollar work harder. These are your power years. If you have a job with a 401k, you can now put in up to $23,000 each year. And if you also have a Roth IRA, you can add up to $7,000 more. That might sound like a lot, and let us be real, most folks are not maxing out both. But here is what matters. Do what you can and increase it a little each year. Even putting in an extra 50 to 100 bucks a month now can grow into thousands later. And if you are already 50 or older, you get a bonus. You can toss in even more, up to $30,500 in your 401k, and up to 8,000 in a Roth IRA. That is like getting extra room to catch up and catch up fast. This is your window to build serious momentum. Even if you cannot hit the max, just increasing your savings during this stage, even by a little, can seriously boost your future retirement income. Next, you need a second income stream. Do not rely on just your day job, whether it is rental properties, dividend stocks, an online business, or consulting. Diversification is not optional anymore. Inflation is still unpredictable, and one paycheck is not enough to feel safe. Also, it is time to get serious about estate planning. You do not need millions to need a will. A simple estate plan, living will, healthcare proxy, guardianship instructions protects your family, your assets, and your wishes. Control your legacy before someone else does. Now, let us talk about your 50s. This is your financial dress rehearsal. Try living on about 60 to 80% of what you earn today for at least 3 months. So if you are living on $5,000 a month right now, try cutting back to $3,000 or $4,000. You will spot holes in your plan before they mess with your retirement. This is also the time to crush your remaining debt, especially big ones like your mortgage. In 2025, the average monthly mortgage payment is over $1,900. Getting rid of that can free up a ton of breathing room for later. And here is a solid target. Aim to have about 8 times your yearly salary saved by the time you turn 60. So if you are earning $60,000 a year, shoot for $480,000 saved and working for you. Right now, most people in their 50s have around $253,000 in their 401k. The average is closer to $592,000. So aim for more than the average, because your future self will need it. Your 40s and 50s are not just about working harder. They are about locking in freedom, eliminating stress, and building a life you do not need to retire from. If you are in your 40s or 50s, drop your biggest financial goal in the comments. Let us build your momentum together. Part 3, mastering retirement in your 60s and beyond. Your 60s and beyond are not about chasing big returns. It's about securing what you've built. This decade is the most critical for preserving wealth, guaranteeing income, and carving out purpose. Here's how to get it right. First, shift your portfolio to safety. High-quality bond yields are back in style in 2025. Broad bond indexes have returned between 4 and 7.25%, with high-grade bonds alone offering around 4.6%, and some tax-exempt municipals yielding up to 5.1% in tax-equivalent return. That means your money works steadily and with less risk. Next, let us talk Social Security strategy. If you delay claiming benefits until age 70, your monthly check can climb up to 32% higher than if you claimed at full retirement age, and about 76% higher than at age 62. That is a lifetime upgrade in income. But timing matters. Use the Social Security Administration's 8-year rule tool to model your best filing age based on health, work status, and those other income sources. And one area most skip: retirement. Studies show retirees who define a meaningful mission, whether mentoring, teaching, consulting, or creative work, are 2.4 times more likely to report high life satisfaction. Financial stability only hits endgame when you also have direction and fulfillment. Here is your personalized 60s checklist. Tilt your portfolio toward income, generating assets like bonds, annuities, and dividend equities with yields in the 4 to 5% range. Model your Social Security claim age. Delaying to 70 boosts monthly benefits, but decide based on your health, savings buffer, and goals. Define what gives you meaning beyond money, because legacy and daily purpose matter. This stage is not about building. It is about protecting, enjoying, and steering your financial ship with confidence. If you've made it this far, I have something special just for you. a completely free FIRE milestone checklist designed to help you track your progress through every decade. This guide includes savings, benchmarks, debt targets, investment goals, and even a printable tracker so you can visualize your path to financial freedom. All you need to do is comment milestone on this video. Once we reach 50 comments, I'll drop the link for everyone to download. Let's hit those FIRE milestones together. You now know the money milestones to hit in every decade. But what if I told you that the first $10,000 is where everything actually changes? In the next video, I'll break down the 7 powerful shifts that happen after your first 10,000 and why hitting that number could be the most important step on your entire FIRE journey.